right side of the body. Yeah? Okay. Hold the table with both hands. Beautiful.
Hold the table with both hands.
Hands underneath the opposite malleolus, right on the fibula. They abduct 10 degrees to the opposite side that you're on. Abduct 10 degrees. The hips are still on the ground, the table. I'm going to brace the iliac crest, and I'm going to apply a force back into adduction, going to neutral. Ready? Resist.
Set.
Beautiful. That's right. It's still symmetrical externally, but we'll see what we improve. So I'll also show you a slide out. Okay, so hold the leg up. I'm going to push down. Ready? Resist. Ooh, that's really good. Okay, now what I didn't tell you, because remember I said like there's only so much, it's a thoracic disease. So you have, I was up here, ready, resist, and she's strong. Come down here, ready, resist, and you're weak. And then diaphragmatic, this is 10 degrees off the table, ready, resist, and she's strong. So the thoracic division of the psoas, exhale. Between yesterday and today, are you pregnant? Have to ask.
Distracted me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so you had fun last night, but you didn't have to work.
Pressure or tender?
Both.
Yeah, we know it's pressure. There's sensitivity.
It hurts a little, but I'll be okay.
And again, I'm always protecting my fingers by doing that. So I've managed, because all of my work is digital work, like, bueno.
That's my color.
And then I would test fascia latte, which is like 20 degrees abduction, 30 degrees of flexion, medial rotation. I'm going to press down and in towards your opposite malleolus. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Ready? Resist. You see where my forearm is? And like it's the direction I'm pushing in. Resist. That's horrible. So TFL, and where do we know that's attached to? Your IT band. You know that mythical thing.
Well, it's there.
Is it though?
You can't do nothing with it. I'm sorry, you're gonna get me laughing.
And then it does go down the IT band, so it's attached on the lateral condyle. So I just touch the lateral condyle. Turn it in. Beautiful. And resist. Good. And the other one is pectineus, one of your adductor muscles, so externally rotate. And what I'm going to do is push down and away. So try to keep your legs together. Resist. Lower climb. And resist. Okay. I'm going to take my palm and find your pelvic bone. Are you happy you volunteered?
Yep.
And then I go underneath that. Is it the femoral triangle? I know it says it in the book, or trial guide, they call it something. Like there's something, the neck, jugular notch or something. And then there's like something in the femur area. So this is right on the, the linea aspera of the femur. And it's the pectineal line, so it's right on the femur. So between the vastus medialis and the adductor group, you're going in. Turn it out, knee straight, and resist. Good.
Oh, that was a tough one.
And then I just go, and now I look at the assessment, and I say, okay, she's got a lot more. Then I do the TVA. Oh, you took the thing off.
Yeah.
It's very colorful.
It's a phoenix. It needed to be.
Well, it's rising. Okay, so pull this towards me. Keep going, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. Hold it right there. Ready? Resist. Good. TVA works. And then I'm going to do adductor magnus. So, adductor group is really interesting. Knee straight. Keep your legs together. I'm going to separate the leg, okay? So almost think about squeezing. Ready? Resist. Oh my gosh. Hold it right there. Ready? Resist. Okay. So the adductors, and by the way, remember I was like, when you do this, you can get really in there. So what you do is you just follow along the adductor and just slightly bring your knee in, like inward. I follow, relax, and then I go right to the ischial tuberosity. Feel that bone right there?
Yeah.
So you're gonna get in certain areas, like, you know, work on NFL players, big guys, you know, and I'm in this area. The only thing we ever say to the guy is do the courtesy shift, you know, take your hand and block something off. That's about it.
Slip it to one side.
Move it out of the way, or this will hurt. And then it goes down to there's an adductor. Sorry, I usually have my phone off. I'll turn it off for a second. No one's texting me because no one ever calls me. It's like an email. Like, you got an email. Okay. Keep your legs together, knee straight, and resist. Good. The adductor group is really funny because you think about it, well, what's the action of the group? Well, they adduct, right? But in neutral, the adductors are medial rotators. In neutral, 4 of the 5 adductors flex the hip, right? From flexion, now they become external rotators. So it's crazy. Like, when you learn these muscles and, you know, they tell you they do one thing or 2 things, but when I learned muscles, it was always about the gluteus medius. So from neutral, an abduction of maybe 20, 30 degrees, immediately rotate your hip. Beautiful. Don't push into the table, just keep it right there. I'm gonna slide it in along the plane of the table. You're gonna slide it away. Ready? Resist. That's not bad. So that's the anterior division of the glute medius. If I externally rotate it, it's the posterior division of the glute medius. So I'm gonna slide it in, just keep it right here. Ready? Resist. Beautiful. All right. All right, so lift your legs up slightly. Bring your legs out in that direction. Hold your legs there. I'm going to pull them towards you. Ready? Resist. Oh, one more time. Resist. Okay, good. I mean, not good, but good for me, not for you. So I go to the 5th rib, and I just go down, lateral, down and out. 6. Every time I get a rib, I just go lateral. 7, 8. There's respiratory muscle tests you can do too for the intercostals.
And what did you just test?
External oblique. Where's your worst? Is it the back?
Low back.
Yeah. Okay. Now lift up, bring it out, hold it right there, hold the table really good, and resist. Okay, better. Turn over, let's look at the glutes. So with the glutes, there's 3 divisions. There's the iliac division, the sacral division, and the coccygeal division. So if I just lift straight up, I'm going to get the sacral division. Ready? Resist. Nope. If I laterally rotate and then have her flex, it's the iliac division. Hold it up. Resist. Nope. See how our whole body's fighting it? If I medially rotate it and lift it up, it's the coccygeal division. I'm going to push down and in. Ready? Resist. Well, you got 1 division of that muscle working. But that's really cool too, because not a lot of people always have to come in for pain. I had a college football player, and he had come to me and he's like, I'm maxing out at 400 pounds on the squat. And he goes, I can't even get an extra rep in. 400 pounds is all I can get. And I don't know why, you know, he didn't feel any pain. He just wasn't feeling as strong. So I got him on the table, I started doing some work. One of his divisions of his glute wasn't working. And I activated that, maybe a muscle or two, but it was like the glute was the main issue, right? He was on the table for like 5 minutes. I got him off the table. I was like, well, go ahead, just squat that 400 pounds and see, how that feels. And he repped out 10 of them. And then he's like, I've never been able to do one. Like I do one and that's about it. Then I was like, well, yeah, put more weight on it. He got up to 450 just because the activation of the glute was doing more. And so even performance-wise, it's like people don't have to come in for pain. They could just get a better performance. Now, again, it's never just that one treatment is all you needed. I would see him a few times and activate it. But the really interesting thing about this guy, this kid, so funny too. It was in New York. He was actually going to school. He was playing football, but he was a personal trainer at New York sports clubs. You might have him here. Something, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia Sports Club, I don't know. But anyway, I went to go test his hamstring muscles. And I went to go test like the semitendinosus, and there was like nothing. I test the semimembranosus, really contracted. Bicep femoris, long head, short head, really strong. I go back to the tendinosus, I could pull it with my finger. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, so weak. And then I feel this ball in the middle of his leg. Right? I'm like, what the hell is that? He goes, well, I was playing a game one day, like a real college football game. He goes, and I don't know, I just felt like a snap and a tear and like a burning sensation. And I go, what'd you do? He goes, well, I kept running. He goes, yeah, it just really hurt after that. I'm like, you might have torn that right off the bone, because even at the ischial tuberosity, I never felt any attachment. So it was like, I was like, yeah, you should get that looked at.
Yeah, I have a couple clients like that.
And they never got the surgery?
Nope, right.
My mom's husband has that, won't.
Yeah,
I'm
and
like,
it doesn't
tell her to
hurt.
go to the doctor. She goes, he won't.
The
know.
But they say they
Hold
don't
it.
need it unless you're in the
Stop me.
schools or younger.
Ready? You okay?
That's kind of what he's.
Resist. Okay, better. Relax. And then lift up. And then hold it up. Resist. Good. All right, so sacral and iliac division are fine. Turn over. Glue. I will always test the multifidus, and that's something you learn at the very end of the day. Hold the table with both hands. Relax your legs. So turn this leg all the way out, knee straight though, and turn it all the way out as much as you can. Externally rotate the hip. Yep. Bring your leg out 10 degrees. Beautiful. Hold the table with both hands. Ready, resist. And yeah, one more time. Ready, resist. Okay, so what we didn't talk about yesterday, turn over, it's back to the origin and insertion, and it's pretty easy. It's just all the spinous process and the transverse process. So with multifidus, there's a lumbar division, a thoracic division, and a cervical division. But for this class, we're just learning the lumbar division, but you could go all up in that. So I find the spinous process, and then just pushing on the lateral part of the actual bone. Is that tender?
Yeah.
And again, it's all on the tendinous attachment. Again, it's tiny little circular friction type of thing. I go all the way down the sacrum, kind of to the tailbone. So now I'm in the fascia. And then I go back, and it's the transverse process, which you most likely won't get to because it's really hard. Again, I love memes nowadays, they're so great. But there's a meme out there saying, if you think you can palpate a certain thing, that's like reading Braille over a piece of steak, and they have this piece of steak on a Braille, and it's literally impossible to do. But so what you do is you go lateral and then push straight down. So just where you find the spinous process, you go lateral and straight down. Lateral and then just straight down. This is where you really need to protect your fingers. You're trying to get deeper. Tender?
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing I'll test, as I showed yesterday, all this back stuff, turn over.